Hi. So we went to Kaohsiung for a couple of days, just so we could explore a different city in Taiwan and see what it was like. We're in Kaohsiung? 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 How do you say it? We got the train there and it took about 3.5 hours, and yeah, it was cool. When we first arrived, it had a different feel from Taipei, still a very big city, but it kind of felt a little bit more like calmer and a little bit like slower paced. On our first afternoon there, we went to a place called Pier 2. So it used to be warehouses that were abandoned for quite a long time, and then they converted it into like an art space. There's shops and cafes there now, and it's just like such a lovely place. It's somewhere that I really enjoyed being, and I know Jim did as well. And there was just art everywhere. There were like sculptures and paintings and like little installations and stuff, so it was really nice to walk around and take pictures and check it all out. There were some nice little shops and cafes, and there was like a little kind of corner shop, and we grabbed a couple of beers there and we sat outside and just watched like the sunset. So it was a really nice place to kind of walk around, explore, but also just to like chill as well. We went to Sijin Island, which is a tiny little island that's a 10-minute boat ride away from Kaohsiung, and yeah, we got there. It was quite busy when we first got there, quite touristy, lots of stalls, lots of people trying to sell you stuff and sell you like bikes and things like that. But once we kind of walked to the beach and we found a nice little bar where we could have lunch, and we went for a stroll just sort of down the coast. We found our way to the beach and we found like this really nice spot where you could just kind of walk down the coast. It's like palm trees and people going past on bikes, and it's really nice. So it was nice that we found this little bit of haven just by the sea. It was nice to kind of get out the city for a little bit. It was really relaxing and just see a little bit of nature. Another really nice place that we went to whilst we were in Kaohsiung was called Lotus Lake. I'd seen a few pictures online of, I think the most famous thing that you'll see of that place is like the dragon and the tiger pagodas.
What's a pagoda?
I don't know. I don't know. The tiger and the dragon pagodas were amazing. They're just so beautifully designed, like really decorative, like really nice to look at. And it was cool because there's the thing where you walk into the dragon's mouth and then you walk out of the tiger's mouth, and it's supposed to be good luck. So that was quite fun. And we also walked up the pagodas as well, and there was a really beautiful view of like part of the city. And when we got there as well, it was quite close to sunset, so we could see the sun just starting to set, so the sky was a bit orange. And yeah, it was really nice to walk around and have a look. It was quite busy because obviously they're quite popular, but still for me I thought it was really worth it. And there were also a few other ones that we checked out as well, like the Spring and Autumn Temple. I don't know what that one was called. They were pagodas. On one of them, they had a little fortune teller machine. So you put your money in, and there's a little kind of doll. And she has a tray, and it kind of automatically like turns around, and she goes to collect your fortune and gives it to you. It was all written in Mandarin, but we had a guy that was kind of stood nearby us, and he read it. And his English wasn't great, but he did this and said very good. So I'm taking that to mean that my fortune was very good. And whilst we were there, there was a lovely older gentleman singing karaoke, who was an absolute delight to watch. His enthusiasm just filled me with joy. It was great to see. One of the things that we read about to see in Kaohsiung as well is the, I think it's called like the Dome of Light, I'm not really sure, but it's part of one of like the metro stations. So as you come up over the ceiling, it looks a little bit like a stained glass window. So not really like a big part of our trip, but it was a nice kind of little thing to see as we were travelling from like one place to another. We spent our evenings at one of the night markets, which I can't remember the name of, but Jim will insert here. There wasn't many options for me, but I managed to find a good vegetarian restaurant, like one place that sold some good food, so that was good. And Jim tried a couple of the local dishes, though he wasn't so keen on all of them. Oh, that looks so gross. As we were walking back to our hotel on our last evening, we saw some people that they looked like they were waiting to start a parade. We kind of followed it a little bit because it was towards our hotel anyway, and there were people kind of playing instruments and like chanting and dancing and carrying floats and things. We asked the guy that worked at our hotel what it was for, and his English wasn't perfect, but I think it was a birthday celebration. He said something about Buddha, but I don't know if that's correct. But whatever it was for, it was quite interesting to watch. Kaohsiung was fun. It was quite a big city, so there were things to do there and stuff, but for me it was nice to just kind of see something else that was in Taiwan that wasn't just the capital city, and we met some really lovely people there as well. So yeah, it was a nice little getaway for a couple of days. We had a really good time. Bye!
You don't give a what, we don't give a what. Get it on the floor, get it on the floor. Get it on the floor, get it on the floor. You don't wanna party, then your ass gotta go. You don't wanna party, then your ass gotta go. You can ride to this motherfucker, bounce to this motherfucker, freak to this motherfucker. Let's get it on. Get it on the floor, get it on the floor. Get it on the floor, get it on the floor. Once again, it's the darker nigga, it is Parker nigga, with the partner nigga. If the dog is bigger, under stress, then we're less. We wanna start something, it's gonna be something. Yo, don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. Don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. You wanna start something, it's gonna be